everybody, this is Betsy for Paper Tray Ink, and I am hosting this week's Make It Monday challenge. I'm going to show you a really easy reverse stenciling technique today. Alright, so I have some supplies set out and ready to go here. I have chosen two different ink colors to work with, Tropical Teal and New Leaf. And I have a brayer here, which is just a rubber roller that's going to help me apply ink to the stencil. And then I have just a water bottle. Alright, so I'm going to start off with Tropical Teal, and I'm just going to go ahead and start inking up my stencil. Now if you don't have a brayer, you can definitely still do this technique. You can do apply the ink directly to the stencil using the ink pad, just like this, but I do find that I get a more even coverage with the brayer. Alright, now I'm ready to go ahead and switch to the green, but before I do that I'm going to wash off the brayer, the roller, with a baby wipe, because a lot of that ink tends to just kind of stick on the roller, and I want to start off fresh with my green. So I'm going to go ahead and add the green, and I'm going to just work at kind of blending the two together too where they meet. And I'm just going to be inking up this half of the stencil because we're going to be using it kind of on a point on our project. So I won't be using the other part of the stencil, so I'm just going to ink up this portion of it. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. So then I'm going to pull out, I have a panel of white cardstock. I'm going to get that ready, but I'm going to set it off to the side here. I'm going to take my inked up stencil and I'm just going to spritz it with some water. I have my spray bottle set to a pretty fine mist. And what I can do is I'm going to take that stencil, turn it upside down, and press that inked side onto my cardstock panel. And you just kind of want to go over it, smooth over it. You can even take your brayer and just kind of roll over it so that all of those areas get pressed into the cardstock. Let that water and ink mixture just really soak into the cardstock. You can also use watercolor paper if you'd like to for this technique, but I do find it's okay with cardstock. There's not a lot of water involved, so you don't get a terrible lot of warping. Alright, then you can just go ahead and pull off that stencil, and you can see you're left with a really beautiful design. It's basically the opposite of what you would get if you were to sponge ink onto the stencil in a more, in the more traditional stenciling technique. Just a different look. Okay, so our stenciled panel is all dry and ready to be turned into a card. I have some elements here that I'm going to use to embellish it. The first thing I'm going to add is this little happy, it's not so little, it's actually pretty large, this happy word, which is from the Paper Clippings birthday set. And then I'm going to stamp this birthday sentiment, which is from the wet paint set, and I'm using some smoky shadow ink. And then I have a few little florals that I'm going to add into this open space here, and this is a mix of flowers from both the Graceful Greetings set and the new Forget-Me-Not set. Now we're going to take the whole works and add that to an aqua mist card base. Alright, and there you have it, a super easy and fast reverse stenciling technique. Alright guys, thanks for watching this week. This has been Betsy for Paper Tray Ink, your Make It Monday host this week. I hope you get a chance to play along, and we'll see you around.